Peace. What's good? Welcome to another installment of my movie collection. This is part 7. I'm gonna try to make this the last one because I'm almost done with the DVD collection. Without wasting time, let me start with the first movie. Um, is Helsing. Well, let me take this off. Helsing. This is the whole series. I bought this back in 2000. I want to say 2004. For all my anime fans, you guys will know about this shit. If you're into like vampires and stuff like that, for fans of like kind of like Buffy the Vampire Slayer, but this is a lot cooler than that shit. Not taking anything away from Buffy or anything like that, but I mean the gun scenes, I mean the action scenes in this, I mean the music, I mean it's really dope. It comes with 2 discs. Because if you know, the actual box set comes with 4 discs, but there was a website called Cookie Jar Video, which is no longer up. It shut down, went out of business, unfortunately. What they did was like they got all those 4 discs and they compiled it in only 2 discs. So instead of having that 4 box set DVD or whatever, you would have this and you have it in 2, and you can't go wrong with that. Very dope if you're into like vampire slayer type stuff. Definitely dope. Dope action scenes, dope gun scenes, the action, the cinematography, all that good stuff. Helsing. I believe this was released in 2004 or 5, or 2006. I'm not sure, but definitely go cop this if you can find it for a decent price. Once Upon a Time in America, released in 1984, classic mafia movie. If you're into movies like at least the first 2 Godfathers, you will definitely enjoy this film. In my opinion, very underrated. In my opinion, a lot of people always talk about the Godfather or Goodfellas and Casino and movies like that, and I like all those films, but I always felt like this movie is up there with those movies that I just mentioned. But a lot of people don't really give this more shine. I think it's because, like I said, it's right up, it's just like in the same vein of of the first 2 Godfathers. And a lot of people complain that the Godfather, they're too lengthy, too much commentary, too much talking, it's boring. But I feel like people like that, I like to call them casual fans, people they just want action, 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 because, the reason why there's a lot of talking is it goes with the movie, there's a reason for that, because when you think about it, like, if you outside, unless you're like a cop or like a marshal or like, a drug dealer, our lives is just regular, so that's how I see with this. But obviously these guys, they're in the line of crime and shit. You know what I mean? But definitely a dope movie. Into those kind of movies like Goodfellas, specifically the first 2 Godfathers, you'll definitely enjoy this. Once Upon a Time, released in 1984. Go cop it. From what I heard, the Blu-ray version is superb. From what I've heard. Then we got the game, the documentary, the DVD. Self-explanatory. It just shows game, where he's from and things like that. I think they show like the making of the album, stuff like that. It's been a while since I've seen this DVD. Like when I first bought it, I saw it then, and that was like probably like the last time I seen it. You know what I mean? But definitely, if you're a game fan, you'll definitely enjoy this documentary. If I'm not mistaken, this is actually out of print, so good luck finding this. Then we got Mobb Deep, music videos on DVD. This is obviously a bootleg, as you can see right here. I bought this back in 2002. Bought this in Jamaica, Queens, in New York. Music Factory, rest in peace. Missed that store. Anyways, this is pretty much a compilation of all the videos that they've done, all the way up to 2002. So this is before YouTube. You know what I mean? Because YouTube came out back in in 2005. So it wasn't like for you to watch a video like all the videos, you would have to like you know wait until MTV Jams posted their videos and stuff like that. But why wait for that until you have this? But now you have YouTube, so you don't even need this. But if you're a fan of Mobb Deep, definitely own this. Obviously you're not gonna find this because this is long out of print. So and it's a bootleg. So 1 second, guys. Next movie, Natural Born Killers, released in 1994. Definitely a dope movie. Very gory, very gritty. By Oliver Stone. I like the cover. Has like a nice psychedelic that late 60s, early 70s psychedelic look to the cover. Pretty dope. In a nutshell, this to me is like the 90s version of Bonnie and Clyde, but a lot more gory in my opinion. They're on a crime spree pretty much, killing motherfuckers and crazy shit. I mean, with people like, Woody Harrelson, Juliette Lewis, very underrated actress. Robert Downey Jr., can't never go wrong with him. Tommy Lee Jones, that dude, he's an actor. Tom Sizemore, hold your head up. He's going through that whole drug addiction thing, but hopefully he's getting better with that. And me personally, I feel like he should have played Frank Zito, not Elijah Woods. Yeah, I said it. No hate to Elijah Woods. I think he's a good actor, but I'm not gonna get into the whole rant. But whatever. Very dope. Like I said, very gory. Very dope. Like I said, it's the 90s. I like to say this is the 90s version of Bonnie and Clyde. Very dope. Natural Born Killers, released in 1994. Go copy. Next movie is First Time Felon, released in 1987. I feel like this is a very good movie, very underrated. A lot of people don't really know about this film. If they do, they don't really mention it that much. It's pretty much a guy about Omar Epps. He plays as a gang member of folk. He's a folk pretty much. For those who know that's not familiar with folk is a gang that is a part of the Crips. Is like affiliated family of the Crips pretty much. And no, I'm sorry, he's a vice lord, excuse me. He's a vice lord. Vice lords, they're nothing to play with. They're very ruthless people. You know what I mean? But definitely, pretty much, he gets caught, he gets sent to boot camp, changes his life, and try to get out. Once he gets into society, it's kind of hard for him to adapt to society because of his record and shit like that. It's a pretty powerful movie. Definitely slept on. This is the 2000 edition. I don't know if they came out with another version of this, but I think I got this at Walmart. But as you can see, you can tell it's old school because like of that kind of like the latch and stuff like that. So, but this is First Time Felon, released in 1997. Go cop it. If you're a fan of Omar Epps, you'll definitely enjoy this. Okay. 1 second, guys. Almost done. Next movie, Legend of Zoo. This was released back in, I guess, 2002. Don't remember too much of this film. No, 2001, excuse me. Sorry, got this shit, loose in the case and shit. Don't remember too much of this film. It's been a while since I've seen this movie. But, from what I could tell, I can see it's like in the same vein of, Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, like in that same vein and stuff like that. But probably a lot better than that, because I wasn't a big fan of that movie. This is Legend of Zoo, released in 2001. Then we got this movie, Once Upon a Thief, with Chow Yun-fat. This was released in 1991. In a nutshell, this movie was okay. It's definitely not one of John Woo's best movies or Chow Yun-fat's. this movie has like more of a comedic feel to it. Cause I'm more into like John Woo's earlier movies like A Better Tomorrow, The Killer, which I do have. Um, what other movie? You know, Bullet in the Head, Hard Boiled. Movies like that. Before they all got Americanized and stuff like that. But pretty dope. It's pretty much about three guys who are heist robbers and stuff like that. Very professional. They steal a painting from a very large art museum and stuff like that. And in retrospect, that same painting that's worth a lot of money, the one they stole for their boss, they want to try to steal it from his boss back, and he finds out they try to kill him and blah 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 and things of that nature. It's okay, like I said, it's not the best John Woo movie, but if you're a John Woo fan or a fan of Chow Yun-fat, definitely recommend this movie. This is Once Upon a Thief, released in 1991, and they have a Canadian, I guess a Canadian American version of it. That was released back in 1996, but that was like more of a TV movie that came out, I believe, for like HBO or some shit like that. But that one I seen that years ago. I thought that was pretty cool. You know what I mean? But this one, it's alright. But like I said, you have to be a Chow Yun-fat fan or a John Woo movie to really appreciate this movie. But don't take my word for it. You might like it. I thought it was alright. I'm gonna have to give it another watch again. Let me see how much time I got left. Alright, still got time. Almost done, guys. Got like 5 DVDs left. Alright. We got The First Wire. This is definitely one of my favorite seasons. It's pretty much about gang or crime organization, Barksdale, who runs pretty much Baltimore, specifically West Baltimore and stuff like that. And the reason why it's called The Wire is because you got like the, I guess, made like the detectives, like the major crimes unit, pretty much this is like the birth of, I guess, like wiretapping and shit like that. And this was like pretty new to them, and from what I understand, this was based on a true story from what I heard, but they obviously modernized it. All these events took place back in the 80s and stuff like that. So, but definitely a dope series. Very underrated, very touching. I definitely recommend this wholeheartedly. Definitely one of my favorite seasons of the whole series and stuff like that. Cause it is 5, and I have all 5. This is The Wire, the complete first season. Go cop it. This was released in 2002. Next one is The Wire, season 2. Overall, this one was okay. Wasn't the best one. It was a little slow, kind of boring, but you still had to watch it because it all tied in together, stuff like that. And it's because like in this one, this was more focused on the ports and stuff like that. Talks about it went more political with the politics and the port, the ports and stuff like that. Talks about corruptions, like of canisters in the boats and things like that. The people from the port working with the Greeks and stuff like that. Pretty dope. Like I said, it's not the best. Some people might like it, some people might not like it, but definitely not my favorite season. But I thought it was good. Could have been better. Then we got season 3. Definitely one of my favorite ones of all time as well. Definitely dope. In this one, you can kind of see the demise of the Barksdale era in a way, because now in this one you have a new villain or a new crime family, the Stanfield, Marlo Stanfield, you start seeing his face now. You know, this is when he's relatively new to the series. But man, that dude Marlo, that dude is ruthless. B like he, you think you think Stringer Barks and Avon Barksdale, you know, Avon Barksdale and Stringer Bell, they're fucking two fairies compared to Marlon Stanfield. I mean, that dude is crazy. But anyways, definitely one of my favorite seasons out of the whole 5 seasons. So season 1 and 3 are one of my favorites as well. Definitely dope action scene. It gets more enticing after enticing. It starts off slow, but then during the middle, you know, it starts catching up and stuff like that. Pretty dope. Like I said, this is like the demise of the whole Barksdale era and the group and stuff like that. Pretty dope. Season 4, pretty dope as well. This is actually also one of my favorites as well. Um, like I said, the thing about the Wire seasons and stuff like that, they all have a theme to it, which I like. Like with this one, like okay, I'll start with okay. With the first one, this is all about the street shit. Second one deals with the ports, the politics, the corruption, and the ports and stuff like that. Third one, this was like more about politics, about who's gonna run for mayor at at who's gonna be the mayor of Baltimore and stuff like that. Pretty dope. This one deals with more on the education side and stuff like that. Talks about you know how it is. If you guys grew up in places like New York, like in the inner cities, like New York, Chicago, Detroit, Baltimore, Newark, Jersey City, places like that. You guys didn't know how it is about public schools back in those inner cities. What I said, I know because I could relate because I grew up in New York. Where like schools in the hoods, they never have like updated books. They always have like books from like the 70s and 80s and shit like that, or from like the early 90s. Cause you know how it is, and you live in the hood. They have this mentality that kids from the hood don't want to learn, which is sometimes true, but not always true. Cause you still have kids that still want to learn, but you know how that go. It's all politics with that shit. But that was pretty much the theme of this shit. And then you see not Marlon, Marlo and Chris and Snoop and all those people. You see them more in this film too. Pretty dope. I like the fact that, like I said, it's focused more on education and stuff like that. And then you start seeing these kids more often and stuff like that. Kind of brings a different twist to the Wire series. Pretty dope. Last but not least is the 5th season and the final season. This one was okay. Could have been better. Wasn't the best, but it wasn't the worst. It ended alright. I feel like it kind of was missing a piece. But this series was dealing with with the newspaper, with the newspapers and stuff like that. Like how how like reporters, they like to have their own story, but they like to twist their words and shit like that. Deals with a lot of that and stuff like that. Pretty good. I like it. But like I said, the way the Wire ended, I like how it ended, but at the same time, I feel like it could have added more and stuff like that. So, and that's it for my movie collection. And that's it. Like I said, the first season, the 3rd season, and the 4th season are my favorite seasons of The Wire. I definitely have to try to get the Oz, all 6 seasons of Oz. Seen them all on HBO back in the day. All my heads know about the Oz, especially my dudes from the 90s and shit. But definitely. And that's it. Stay tuned for more B videos, more movie album reviews, rants. I gotta do a rant too. It's been a while since I've done one. And that's it. Hope you guys enjoy it. Peace.